Hello everyone, this is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today we are going to analyze how the digital tool is having an impact on a business module on an online platform. So today's my first slide comprises of scenario where there are two friends, Bob and David, who are the friends, but they are the business owners of the tours and travel business. Whereas the Bob is working in a traditional way and David is earning in a much more way, but he has using the way of digital method. So the reason behind that Bob is earning less and David is earning more, the reason behind is the Bob is using the traditional way of method, whereas the David is using the digital way. Traditional way, as Bob is using the traditional way, that happens that it is taking time to complete the request, complaints, query of the customers. Whereas when the David is using the digital method, he is completing all the request, complaint, query of the customers in time. That is why David is earning more and more, he is getting more and more business than Bob. But in the other way, Bob is just struggling to complete all the requests and he is just struggling to run his business smooth. So, in this scenario, we understand that digital tool is really important and it's really effective when we are using in an online platform. But the traditional way is not that successful because it is taking a lot of time consumption and which in this way the customer are not wanting to take so much of time or waiting for their service to be complete. They just want their service to be done instantly. So now we'll come to understand what is the difference between these two methods. So in a traditional method, there is a more manpower is involved, more time consumption is there, a very high costing is there, the processing is very slow, and the chances of errors is very high. Whereas in a digital method, the manpower is less involved, the time consumption is less, the costing is very low, there is a faster processing and more accuracy in this tool. Whereas when we see in a traditional method, we don't get these points in a what we get in a digital tool. That is why many people don't use the traditional way of method in their business nowadays. They always use a digital tool that makes it works with in a good accuracy and with a faster processing because nowadays the customer wants their solutions to be done instantly, getting their services done instantly instead of waiting for their service to come. This is how we differentiate between the two methods. And in this slide, we come to understand that digital tool has its own impact, has its own effects while we are running the business tool on an online platform. Now we come to the second slide where we now going to understand what is actual digitalization. So digitalization is comprises of four pillars. So one is the technology, second is the data, third is the process, and last is the organizational change. So how will you describe these four pillars when you are talking about the definition of digitalization? So when we first take the point of technology, so every business has a technology where it creates a new or it modifies the existing technology that makes us transparent for both the business as well as the consumer. Second goes the data. When you're running a business on an online platform, you have a lot of data about your brand, about your product, and you can do the analysis of your brand and the product on an online platform where you can understand where your brand or the product is standing. Third comes the process. So the process means the process is being automated so that it makes the process simplify the complexity of the business. So if this process is over there, it simplifies the complexity of the business and it makes it transparent for both business as well as the consumers. So this technology, data, and the process goes hand in hand. So when these three are there, so the last point which comes an organizational change. So what do you understand by this organizational change? So when we are looking about an organizational change, so the customer wants something from your brand or the product. You want an improvisation in your product or brand. So how would you do that to complete that demand of the customers? So for this, you require an organizational change. You make the improvisation in the product, and for that improvisation, you have to make changes in your organization. You have to dedicate the people to the certain areas where they are an actual fit for that improvisation in that particular product. So that is why the organizational change is really important. In that sense, you will able to meet the demands of the customer, because nowadays the customer is the most important for every set of business, whether you are in a retail business, whether you are in e-commerce business, whether you are in a banking sector. Anyway, you require the customers, and the customer have a very important part, or he plays very important part in your business. So that is why the digital tool has its own impact, and plus it is run on these four pillars, that is technology, data, process, and organizational change. This is how we define the digitalization in today's world. My next slide comprises of what is the importance of digitalization in today's world. So when we are talking about the enterprises, I have some points in my mind that comes around. First is the efficiency. When we are using the digital tool, it increases more efficiency, more accuracy in your business, whether when you are trying to serve your customers. Because everybody wants that there should be no problem while they are serving the customer. There should be 100% accuracy, there should be 100% efficiency, and this digital tool helps in increasing that efficiency more and more for the customers as well as for the business. Second point which comes into your mind, when you're putting all these data on an online platform, there are the chances to the file gets corrupt, or it gets lost, or there may be any natural disaster or any loss happens in your system, but still you have a way to retrieve those data on an online platform. Whereas this advantages of increasing efficiency and the secure docs are not the part of a traditional method, because when the data is lost in your traditional way of method, you have to start from the scratch, that is from the A to Z. But in a digital way, it becomes easier, because you can retrieve the data, you can fix it, you can make it happen, and you will have the entire data with you without any loss. So that is why the documents are really secured in an online platform that makes it really easy for you and for your business. Third point which comes, which is the foremost important when we are talking about digitalization in a business growth. What is the last point that I wanted to recollect? That is the retention of the customers. So how would you retain the customers in your business? So whenever the customer comes to your website and asks for something about your product, or some query related to your brand or your company or something, if your person is really proactive, he is really listening to the problem or the query of the customer and trying to solve the issue with the customer would be really happy. Why? Because the customer understands, okay, I'm trying to make a query regarding any product or a brand to the person, and he is listening to my query and he's trying to help in that way. So that is what the customer would be happy. And moreover, he'll recommend your channel to other people, so that it makes your customer base as well. So if I am into that same phase, if my query is being listened, if the person is listening proactively and he's trying to help with my query or with my request, I would be really happy. I would recommend this channel to many people, so that they should come here and purchase the product from this website. So that is why it makes it easier. This helps in improving the efficiency in operations, and it will try to retain all the customers, as well as it will have a growth of a customer base for your channel, for your website. That's what you all want when you're running a business on an app and an online platform. That makes it really easy when you have a good set of customers, you have the repeat purchases, and it improves your efficiency while running that business on an online platform. Now, my second slide comprises of what are the examples of digitalization. When we are talking about the example of digitalization, there are many things. You can play games on an online platform. You can have a smartphone watch. Nowadays, we have a smartwatch where you can just charge that battery from that, or you can sync that phone through your Bluetooth Android phone. There are a lot of things which you can do in a digital way. Today, in a digital era, there are so many things which you can talk about, like a smartwatch, TV, games. So these things really have an impact of a digital tool in a business model. Even as simple, if you want to scan a photograph, like nobody wants to carry the photograph in their wallet or something. If it is kept in an online, and if you're filling some form, you can just put that photograph from online and paste it on your phone while filling that form online. It can be account opening, it can be for the admission, it can be for the loan, it can be for anything. So that makes it really easy for keeping all the documents on an online platform, and it is really easy accessible to you because you don't have to worry about it. If it is lost also, you can retrieve those, and that is a major point. When you retrieve the, if it is lost, you can retrieve it, and that makes it easier for you. But in a traditional way, these pointers are actually not there. You can't have those advantages which you're having in a digital tool. And that is why it differentiates from the digital tool, that the traditional method is far more tough for the business these days. And digital tool make that business easier for you guys. Even it becomes transparent for the customers as well. So, what are the advantages of the digitalization? My second slide comprises of, so when we are saying about the time saving, so whenever you are purchasing something, you're sitting at one place, whether in a home or an office or somewhere, and you can just serve over there. You try to serve many websites and get a knowledge about the product what you want to buy. That makes your time saving. How does the cost saving goes hand in hand? So when it is, the time is saved, you're sitting at one place and serving all the things, and you're trying to get a survey of the product which you wanted to buy it. So you are not going from one place to another. That is why you're doing the cost saving. The accuracy is there when you are doing everything, and the efficiency is increasing through the digital tool, and it brings the accuracy part also. Easy distribution, when you want to give information about your product, about your brand to the many people, you can do it on a social media pages. You just put a blog, or you can put a post about your brand or the product, so it will grab a number of people. Then secured, the docs are really secured in an online platform. And the last is the increased profits. When we are talking about increased profit, it means the retention of the customer. So, what are the takeaway for the digital tool in a business module? That is a time saving, it's a cost saving, it is more accurate, it has an easy distribution, the documents are secure, and they are increased in profits, as in the retention of the customers. So, with this session, I have a case study which deals with the QR code. So when we are talking about the QR codes, you all know the QR codes are nowadays in every industry, because QR code makes or it simplifies the business transaction more easy for the consumers. So whether it is a payment, whether it is you are getting a knowledge about any product, or you are trying to get through some information about the store or about the product or the brand or anything, the QR code makes it easier for you to transact in day-to-day life. So my whole case study is based on this QR code, but today I have taken industry which is we call a retail industry. You all know the retail industry, I suppose, and retail store, if I say a second word, the retail store, which is, every store have, retail store is a type of a where you can get all uh, the needs which you want, whether it is in apparel, whether it is in our shoes, whether it is in a cosmetics, whether it is any beauty products, or uh, even there is a supermarket and a retail stores also. So it comprises of many, many things when you are talking about a retail industry. So your question which comes in your mind, what is a QR code in retail? So the QR code works in a retail industry in a different way. It has a different landscape altogether, from acquiring to the new customers, improving in-store experience for the consumers as well. Because when the consumers get into your store, it should have a different experience, because when they are entering into your store, so they want that everything should be perfect, it should be accurate, whatever they are trying to find, it should be there. They don't have to waste much of time in going here and there and searching the product. So, how the QR code helps the retailer? So, QR code can help the retailer to compete with this e-commerce giant. So, how is it helps? How it makes it easier for the consumer, that we are going to see in this particular case study. So now, when the persons are in your retail store, the first things which comes in your mind, because when we enter in a store, we try to see, because sometimes you get online a good discount, but we don't get the product of our choice. Means, if I say, for example, I'm looking for some apparel for myself or a clothes for myself, but I'm not getting that quality of cloth in an online platform. It has a good discounts, it have a good things, but the material of that particular cloth is not good. So what would be my main second intention would be that I should visit a store and see that same clothing over there and see what the discount, or is there any pricing differences there. So the thing which QR code helps in the retail industry is to create the store promotions. So that always, because that is the main way that people, you can say the people first goes to the store. Earlier it was like that. People goes to the store, see the things, and if they get that same clothing, they try to buy it online. But there is a difference, because in an online platform you can't check the material, but in store you can do that. So how do we create those store promotion to attract more and more customers? So first things, when you are trying to promote your store, you need to think about the content that would be an attractive content, so that it makes uh, attract to the consumers, but it should be safe for the consumers in purchasing that product. So there's the same way that first the content, then comes that when the person is trying to redeem that, it should go to the direct landing page where that particular discount coupon is there. So we think that the store promotion should be, it can be deal with the themes, it can be deal with the colors, but the most importantly, the content, the code, and everything. So QR code makes the that compelling for the consumers. Why? Because when there is a QR code in that store promotions, So you can just scan the QR code and you get to the landing page and you can redeem whatever the promotion offers are there according to that product or the brand is there. So that is why you have to create the person who are in this retail industry. You should have a mind, if you want the customers to come to your store, you have to create those promotion offers for your store, for your in-store experience for the consumers. Second is to help the shoppers to buy with a link to the online. So how is it possible when you are talking about this? So now the show, when you visit to a showroom, you see all the products are displayed over there. So what comes in your mind that how do we do that in an online shopping? So when the products have the QR code with it, so you can do uh, when you are when you having the products, you can having the QR code with that particular product, try to link that QR code to that landing page, that the person should scan it and go to the page of buying that particular product. So when it lands to that page, it should be there, the pointers should be like, it should have a different sizes, colors, then every detail of that product, and it should have the shipping information with it when the consumers scan that product in your store. So that landing page should be perfect, which contains all the information about the product. Even it should have the sizes, the colors, the amount, what is actually in the online platform, what is the offering for that particular product, and what are the discounts are given in it, and plus the information about the shipping, which all you agree with it when you're doing it online. So you always worry that how much the shipping charges are there. Is it much higher or not, or whether we should buy it online or whether should I buy from an in-store. So these things should be there when you are trying to help the shoppers to have a good experience in your store. So this thing should be there with the QR code. Third point which comes to your mind, that direct the customers to connect with your team. So how would you connect the consumers through your team? That is the main thing, is a QR code. So QR code can lead directly to the email or a text message for a product that customer may have questions about. So this is a valuable opportunity if the consumer is in your store and he or she is looking for some particular product or something, and have some query about that particular product. So the QR code comes in such a way that it directly connects uh, with you, and you can share, or you can ask what is the query about that product, and it directly, and it is a way of engaging the customers with you. So if you get engaging with your customers, so it makes a real opportunity in store also. The people are always try to help you while you're purchasing some product. So the QR code also help into that, like whenever you are buying some product or something, you can post in that particular product. After buying that purchasing that particular product, you can just connect that QR code on that package, so that whenever the consumer scans it, so he can get the contact information about the person of your team, so that he or she can connect with them whenever he has a complaint, query, or if he or she wants some information about that particular product. So that is why the QR code is really important while buying products in your store. So that is why retail industry should adopt these things, because it makes the easier for the business as well as it makes it easier for the consumers. Fourth point which comes into my mind is Make the ads more attractive when you are making the ads about your retail store or the retail industry. There should be the ads should be more and more interactive, and whether you are doing a printing, the QR code should be there, because while you are doing the ads and everything, the person has that the consumer have this in their mind. Okay, if this ad is coming and if they scan, so what will be the content behind it, what will be the offers, or what will be the discount, what is the information about this retail store. So that is the main point of having the ads for your retail stores. So when you having this QR code in your ads, the consumers act very effectively, very proactively, because they always want to understand what all the products are there in the store, what are the offers they are giving. Because in if I say about in my case, I have the same mentality. If when I saw some ads in a paper or in a online media, what we used to do, we just scan it and we try to get more and more knowledge about that particular store or the retail industry or whatever the products they have, if they're having such brands or not. That is the most important part for the ads, and it should be interactive, because you want to attract more and more customers for your store. Second point which comes into your mind, that is a QR code with a Google map for the retail store. So what do you understand by this point of a Google map? So, whenever the retailers have this opportunity of doing it, that the retailers can print this QR code on a display whenever they are with the display ads and help the customer to navigate. This is also a one part when and the people are scanning this QR code. So the retailers can put one of the QR code where it has a Google map, because everybody wants to visit the store, and if we don't know the address, they won't able to reach your store. That comes in your mind, because that is the most important. If they can't reach to your store, you can't buy or sell anything. So for the customer convenience, you I would suggest the Google Map is the most important point for the retailers, that they should put it when they are doing their interactive ads for the customers. They should put a Google Map so that they should come over there and do their purchases for their particular products, whatever they want. And that is the most important thing for the retail industry, to make this buying process for the consumer more and more easy, because if it makes it easy, it have more and more customers for themselves. Second is QR code for signing a newsletter, product notification. Whenever you go to a store, you might have in your mind that after purchasing product, they try or they give you some form to fill it, where they take all the contact information. First point, they try to take all the contact information. Why do you think they take the contact information? So when you visit the store, and if the contact informations are with the retail merchants or with that particular store, they will try to give you the notification about the new arrivals of the product, as well as the discounts for the products they are giving in such a month, or in there's a time frame for that discount. Secondly, which comes in your mind when they are after purchasing, they try to provide you a feedback form, but that can be attached after while you purchase it. You give the payments online. Nowadays you give it from the wallet. So they or you can attach a feedback form where the consumers can fill out the experience, or if they have some suggestion, they try to give you in that particular feedback form after purchasing the product from your store. That's what these two things are really important: the contact information, where they can the retail stores can give you all the discounts, information, all the product information, new arrivals, everything they will give you on the phone, so that it makes you easier. Okay, this product was not available at that particular time, but now it is available and we can go and purchase it. Second, whenever after purchasing the entire product, whatever the consumer has came from, you can just attach the QR code with it. Why? After doing the payment, so that you can get the exact suggestion or the feedback what the consumer wants from your store. So that's what the most important, because every business requires a customer, every business requires a feedback to improvise more and more and make it more and more convenient for the consumer in their buying process. So, with this, I have a conclusion with the retail industry. QR codes in the retail stores are definitely making waves, as a mobile have quickly became a number one vehicle in it. Why? Because nowadays everybody is having in their phones with them, and everybody wants to scan it, to do the payments, to look about the information. That makes it easier with this particular QR code. And for the retail industry, this is actually a major thing, because nowadays the people are only having want to know about your store or your product. They can just scan the QR code. It makes it easy, it makes it convenient for the consumer to know about your product and the store as well. And it engages your customers as well. So whenever you have a QR code for your retail store, they just scan and get the details. And even you can just engage with them, trying to talk to them. If they are into your store, you can provide more and more information about your products, about your stores, even about how many stores you have. So this is way it gets engaging with the customer. With this rapid evolution of technology, it is a crucial importance to embrace and continue to stay ahead of this technology. So stay ahead of the trend by combining the new approaches of the mobile integration, and one of that is the QR code. So that is the most important, because QR code is really nowadays a really effective way to make your business happen. And with this, if I ask you what are the takeaway in this case study, you should create the promotions for your store. You should have a direct link on an online platform for the shoppers to buy it online. When it is he or she is in your store, you can link that page so that he or she can have all the access to the information about your product and of your store. Third, try to connect your team with the consumers when they are doing a purchase in your store or an online platform, when he or she is in the store. Make the ads more and more interactive and engage more and more customers. Then you can also add the retail QR code to view your store location. Last point which comes to my mind, just try to get the QR code for signing the newsletters or a product notification, and even the feedback form regarding regarding the retail store. So that is what this is actual retail industry. These are the some points which I thought, if you are dealing in a retail business, so these are some points which you can make your marketing strategy, as well as try to engage with your customers more and more, try to have more and more conversations with them, make their shopping more and more convenient, more and more easy, so that they don't have their time should not be much consumed, and they can get their product whatever they want at that appropriate time. So try to give more and more discounts so that they'll come more and more often to your stores, and have a good quality of products, so that they can become your regular customers to your store. So that is what the retail industry all about. It is more and more about of the consumers, because when you are opening that retail stores, the customers are willing to come your stores if you provide the interactive discounts, promotions, ads, so that it can grab the customers for your store. So this is the entire, and for this grabbing customers for your store, the QR code is really must for the retail industry, because QR code makes it easier. It have all, you can embed all the information what you required for your store, as well as put it in your interactive ads, so that the consumers can scan it and you can understand about the suggestion, whatever they want about the product, or what is the feedback. So the QR code is really important in this way. So I'm representing the UX Living Lab. So we are a market research consultant firm, and we try to get a customer feedback or the customer insights for your business, so more and more every day, so that we can make you understand where your product or the brand is standing in today's market era. And we will try to innovate, we'll try to give you new strategies to build your product, to improvise your product, so that it should have a good interaction with the customers. That is all we do. And for this registration, it's really simple. You can generate the QR code from our site. Just put your name and email ID and create your QR code, and whatever the service you require, whether it is to know about a product or how it works, what are the features, what are the pricing, we can get you through it. I'll be providing a calendar link so that you can just mark an appointment with us, and we are ready to help you out with all your concerns, and whatever you require a help to innovate your business or your brand or your product, we will try to help you out. But through this minimal QR code, you can have everything. That is why my entire case study was based on a QR code, and QR code always helps in a business to make up, and it's an important tool, or you can say it's an important ingredient, and it helps in every way of work in your business. So if you have any query, if you have any suggestion, if you have any feedback, or if you want to know about our company more, so just get in touch with me. I'll be providing all the details in the Facebook page, and you can just mark an appointment with us, and we are ready to help you in any. You don't have to wait for your service to be completed. I'll be there whenever you want it, anytime you want it, so that I can explain you the entire stuff for you. So this is for today session. Thank you for joining the session.